About 6 months ago, I set up this inflatable mattress for my son. I'm not sure what the cause was, but it's since started leaking air very slowly as well as bulging out on the sides. Today, I'll fix one of these problems in a way which probably could have prevented this problem to begin with. See how I do this next. As you can see, compared to the mattress at the opening of this video, this same mattress has an obvious bulge around the sides. My plan for today is to build an enclosure to help hold the sides in, which I feel would prevent the bulge from getting worse, as well as push it back in a little. What would have been better is if this enclosure was used when I first got the mattress. It probably would have provided support, which would have prevented the bulging from happening in the first place. I made this rough sketch to give me an idea of how much PVC I'd need. I knew it would be a lot, but it was a little discouraging after I finished the drawing and was able to get a better guess at the number of pipes I'd need. I say discouraging because the price of PVC pipe is still very high, but I felt this project couldn't wait any longer. I picked up more PVC pipe than I needed just to get the bulk discount. Even at that price, the PVC pipes were about triple the pre-pandemic price. Had it not been for the bulk discount, the price would have been quadruple pre-pandemic. For test fitting purposes, I'm going to be using 3 reamed tees. Sliding the pipe through the reamed tees will allow me to find the perfect length of the pipe before permanently cutting it to size. I'm going to dry fit one level of pipes around the mattress. Since each level will be the same dimensions, I only need to size one level. I've put an elbow joint on one corner with both pipes that connect to it being cut a bit longer than needed. As mentioned, I'll use the reamed tees to aid in determining the correct pipe lengths. Because the tees are reamed, I'll slide them onto the ends of the remaining pipes to create 3 adjustable corners. The last pipe that goes on the long side of this level is the only pipe that must be cut to a reasonably accurate length. Slightly long would be better since it can always be trimmed afterwards. Once all the pipes are connected and the frame looks like it's fitted correctly, I'll start measuring and adjusting the reamed tees to get all the sides to be the same length. For my mattress, I measured edge to edge between the joints 39.5 inches on the short side and 75.5 inches on the long side. Since this measurement doesn't include the depth of the joint, I'll add 1 1/4 inch to each side of each pipe. This would then make the pipe lengths I need 42 inches and 78 inches. These are the parts for my mattress enclosure. I originally thought about having 3 levels of frame to wrap the perimeter of the mattress, but I've now decided to go with 2 levels. The shorter pieces are the frame spacers and short legs. I won't explain too much detail of the assembly. It's pretty straightforward. I'll construct 2 frames for the perimeter of the mattress, for which both will have the exact same dimensions. The tees and 4-ways will form a combination of the frame spacer and short legs. Now that I have most of the individual parts assembled, including the frame spacers, to a length I feel will work, I can start assembling everything around the mattress. I've already screwed the corner joints in place using 2 number 10 by 3/4 inch panhead screws for each connection. I'll add the rest of the screws when I'm sure the mattress enclosure is the way I want it. I can begin assembling the enclosure around the mattress. I'll start with the slide-on frame spacers. I'll also make sure any screws used on the spacers are facing away from the mattress to avoid the screws wearing a hole in the mattress over time. I'm not pressing the pipes all the way into the joint, only enough to keep them from popping out when I inflate the mattress. I will be securing them with screws later. Luckily, PVC is a very modular product to work with, so the fact I put 2 of the spacers on facing the wrong way wasn't a big deal. It was easy enough to remove them and flip them around facing the correct direction. When installing the rest of the pipes on the lower section, I realized the mattress in its fully inflated state made it hard to align the pipes with the joints. I deflated the mattress quite a bit to make it easier to assemble the rest of the enclosure. The built-in air compressor on the mattress will make it easy to re-inflate it later. Assembling the upper frame was a lot easier, with it sitting higher on the enclosure, making it easier to reach. Once I got the upper frame around the mattress, I could easily press down on it to snap it into the snap-on of the frame spacer. With the upper frame snapped in place, that's pretty much the completed enclosure. With the enclosure completely assembled, I can re-inflate the mattress to see how it affects the enclosure. As the mattress inflates, the lower frame is starting to bow out quite a bit. I was curious to see how much the enclosure would help with the bulging, and it did seem to prevent some of the bulging during this initial test. I'll work on stiffening the longer pipes of the enclosure and show you the results shortly. Something else I did as a precaution was to take a sanding block and sand down any part of the PVC that could potentially cut or scrape a hole into the mattress. PVC joined straight from the hardware store can have sharp edges and pointed chips of plastic, so check carefully and sand everything down thoroughly. So here's the final version of the inflatable mattress enclosure. I was able to reinforce the long pipes using the extra PVC I had purchased in bulk. I would normally have used wood as a reinforcement, but the length to reinforce was 6 feet, and wood tends to work better on shorter lengths. I took a 6-foot length of the same PVC pipe I used for the frame and cut a half-inch slit through the length of it. I then squeezed around the circumference to make the diameter smaller and pushed it through the length of the frame's pipe. Also, I made sure to screw the two ends of the inner and outer pipe together. This will prevent the inner pipe from sliding within the outer pipe when it bows. Preventing the inner pipe from sliding will add stiffness to the combined pipes. I can now re-inflate the mattress and see how the new reinforcement does. It will still bulge, but it's a lot better than without the enclosure and even better than the initial enclosure without the reinforcement. I was able to improve on the bulging problem, and maybe if I end up replacing the mattress with a new one, this enclosure should prevent the same bulging problem from occurring. As mentioned at the start of this video, there are two problems and I still need to fix a slow leak, which I have some ideas of tracking it down, but that's for another video. I hope you've enjoyed this video and find it useful. Leave any questions or comments you may have in the comment section down below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.